Hello and welcome to the Reseller Resource. Today we'll be going through our Introduction to Sourcing guide. You may be wondering to yourself, how do I know which products to pick up? What's going to be profitable? What's going to make me some money on Amazon? In this guide we'll be going through exactly what to pick up and how to read all the graphs and how to know what's a good buy and what's something best avoided. Just as a rough guide, if something's selling for about half the price it sells on Amazon for, it's probably worth looking at. Essentially, if you can see something on sale for £10 and it's selling on Amazon for 20, it's probably worth putting the figures through one of the tools such as SellerAmp or one of the profit calculator tools to work out how many it sells, whether it's worth your time buying any or not. But essentially, go with the rule of 50 to start with, and you can't go too far wrong. One of the things we'd advise is in your sourcing, you should be looking at sales on retail websites. So as an example, we'll look at Ryobi here. They have quite a lot of sales. They sell like power tools and things like that. They're all quite well, they sell quite well on Amazon, so it's probably quite a safe bet for having a look at their sales section. If you click on the promotions tab here, you'll get a page that shows everything they've got on sale at the moment. It's also worth saying while that loads, it's worth looking at the sale parts of websites probably once a week or once every couple of weeks. Most OA sites will have sales every couple of weeks or something like that, so the products that they have on sale will change, so it's probably worth just having a little list of the same websites that you can go back to week after week and see any new products that are on sale. So just for ease of us searching, I'm going to search by low to high here. You can see that you're on the promotions page on the Ryobi website. It's the same for any other website really. You could just go to the sales section or the clearance section or something like that and then take a look at the products that are on there. So I've searched by low to high. You can see there's a few things on there. Most of these things tend to be about 50% off, you can see, so it's along with that rule of 50%. It's probably worth looking at some of these items on SellerAmp to see which of them we can make some good profit on and then get buying to send into Amazon. So I'll just pick a product at random. We'll go with this 1.6mm grass trimmer spool. It looks like a lawnmower trimmer thing, so it might not be selling too well at the moment if we're coming into autumn and winter, but if we're doing this in the summer it might be selling fantastically, so it's definitely something worth looking at. So now I've looked at this, I can see it's £4.50 instead of £9, so it's 50% off its normal price, so it's probably worth taking a look at. I'm going to search for it using SellerAmp. What I would suggest here though is when you come to look for products and to put the details into SellerAmp, which you'll then go off and search Amazon for the correct listing, it's probably worth looking as specifically as you can when you search. So if I were to search here for 1.6mm grass trimmer spool on Amazon, for example, you're going to get absolutely thousands of results. However, if you see a product code, such as here, RAC124, that is the specific product code for this Ryobi item. So you're not going to find many other items on Amazon that are RAC124, for example. So you could probably get quite an easy, quick match. So what we'll do is we'll search for that on SellerAmp. You can either use the SellerAmp website, or if you have Chrome or Firefox, you can use the browser extension, which is what I'll be using here just to make things easier. So I'll select RAC124, right click, and then SAS search, so SellerAmp search RAC124. So that will load the SellerAmp bar on the right hand pane of the tab that you've got open. You can clearly see there that the top result that shows up is the item that you're looking at here. It says Ryobi RAC124 1.6mm spool. So that looks like the same item. It's even got the same photo, so this is pretty much the item that we want to be looking at. So what I'll do is I will click on that, and that will load all of the SellerAmp information. So that will load all the information that you need to decide whether or not this is worth buying or not. What I'll do is you can normally just use the pane on the right hand side to put the information in, but for ease of viewing, at the top there are some options here. The one that says open in SAS web app I'll click on just so it loads up all of the relevant information on there. So once that's loaded, you can quite clearly see there's a lot of data here, and you might be wondering, where do I start? What do I look at with all of this? So we'll go through the important bits in here that will work through whether or not this item is worth buying to resell or not. So on the left hand side you have all of the product information. You can see it, the product title, the ASIN, which is the Amazon identifier number, the EAM, which is the barcode number, and the photo of the item. Then below that you've got all of the quick information basically. So you've got the estimated sales based on the sales rank, you've got your cost price that you'll put in there, the sale price which automatically feeds from the current buy box price, and then the expected profit and your return on investment for it. What I would say at this point is if you're a bigger seller, you'll be VAT registered in the United Kingdom. If you're not VAT registered, which is essentially what we recommend for all new sellers, because there's no point in being VAT registered until your profits are higher, really. So if you are not VAT registered, you need to have the setting as not registered rather than standard rate, which is where you have to pay VAT on the sale price. So I've set my VAT settings there to not registered. It's because I personally as a seller am VAT registered, so I source off of that. But you can see there that the profit is higher than it would otherwise be. So yes, you put your cost price in there, £4.50, the sale price £11.48, which is the current buy box price, and you can see that give you a profit per unit you sell of £1.59, which is a return on your investment of 35%. So that's the overall there. So that might look like a good buy, but we'll go a bit deeper now into whether it is or whether the current buy box price, for example, is just artificially inflated at the moment or something like that. The next important thing to look at is the charts. So you can see there you've got three charts. The top one is the goes through sort of everything. The green line is the sales rank. The dark purple line is the current buy box price, and the orange line is the current price that Amazon is selling the item for themselves. So you can clearly see there for the last 3 months, the average, so the buy box price has been a pretty good average, around about £11 to £12 there. So if you hover over a date, you can see the buy box price has been around £11, £11.50 for pretty much the last 3 months. If we then go back to the year, you can see the price actually was £9.49 between last September and this March. That may put you off, but it's worth looking at that in context. So for example, the price went up in March and it's been pretty much that price from the end of March until the current date, and we're recording this video at the end of September, so it's been about 6 months that it's been at the higher price. You wouldn't look to hold the item for 6 months, so you could be pretty confident that the price will stay around that level while you sell out of the item. The graph below is the sales figures. So you may remember earlier on in the video I said that on the left hand side it comes up with the estimated sales per month. That's based off the sales rank, and that's a seller amp estimate. In 2024, Amazon have introduced a new thing into their listings where actually they give you real truthful 100% verified data for the number of sales of each item per month. This is based on Amazon's own data, so it is 100% guaranteed, and it's historic data going back quite a long way. So you can see here, this is a seasonal item. It's a trimmer spool for a lawnmower. You can quite clearly see that the sales go up in the summer months and then drop back down over the winter months if we're looking at the yearly graph. However, what I would say is even over the winter months in December and January, it's still selling at least 50 items a month, going up to at least 600 a month over the summer months. So you can see the sales are starting to drop down. However, from a purchasing decision, you'd probably say this is still selling at least 50 items a month throughout the winter, so it's still quite a good seller in the scheme of things there. The bottom graph is the offer count, so that's how many sellers are on the listing. It's been pretty average, around 5 to 10 sellers for the last year, until around August time when the seller count has started to increase. That probably coincides with actually when the item's gone on sale with Ryobi, so it's definitely worth just taking that into consideration. However, what I would say normally is look at the offer count in conjunction with the sale price, with the buy box price. So you can see here the seller count has gone up. If I put it to the last 3 months, the seller count has gone up in the last 3 months. However, the buy box price is pretty average. It's pretty much around £11.50 to £12 since the seller count has increased in August. So the price isn't dropping too much. And you can see from the profit level there that you've got a bit of scope for the price to maybe drop a bit more before it starts to really impact on your profits. The last thing to look at there, in my opinion, will be the offers, just down here on the right hand side. So you can see there are quite a few sellers on the item. However, each seller doesn't have a huge amount of stock. So you're looking at maybe the top 11 sellers, they've only got 25 units of stock between them. So that's probably worth taking into consideration, knowing that the item, even in its worst month, tends to sell around 50 items, 50 units per month. So you may be saying to yourself, okay, I've got all of this information, it looks like a good buy, how many of them should I pick up? It's a decision for you at this point. So as a bigger seller, I might be thinking to myself, well, this sells 600 over the summer per month. It sells at least 50 over the winter. There's a good profit there, a lot of margin there for prices to maybe drop a bit with competing sellers before it starts to impact on my profits. So what I'll do is I might buy, say, 50 of them. So I'll go back to the Ryobi website, and what I'll do is I'll go to see how many I can buy. In this instance, I can only buy 4. So a lot of retailers have individual quantity limits. So you can see here on the Ryobi website, you can only buy 4 at a time. So what I'd do is I'd go to buy 4, I'll get them delivered to my address, label them up, box them up, and then ship them off to Amazon, and Amazon will look after selling them for me. And that essentially is the gist of how OA sourcing works. Essentially, all you need to do is look at retailers' websites. Specifically, you want to be looking at the sale part of their website or the promotions clearance section, seeing what looks like it's a good buy and what sells well on Amazon, remembering that rule of 50, and then going from there. This has been a video from the Reseller Resource. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel for more in-depth advanced videos and training guides.